Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Hey, what's up, Giants fan? Welcome to the BBO NYG Podcast. I'm Mike. That's Jules. That's John. Guys, it was so close, man. Half a point. I don't know how Vegas knows, but they just fucking know. I honestly didn't think we'd actually cover, let alone have a chance to win, but we almost had it both ways. Well, we did have it one way. We covered the spread.
We did cover the spread. I almost wanted to bet that game too. I just don't know. I just didn't pull the trigger because, once I get into it, I'm like, oh, it's so close. I should just bet the money line and, all this other shit. I would have been sick to my stomach, man.
I know. It's amazing, right? If you take the money line, you lose. But if you take the points, hey, it's a W by half points. Like, how do they fucking know that, man? It's crazy. Like, because what we have like that, we had to kick that field goal to make it like within one. Right, and then they
but then we had to do the 2-point conversion down the stretch to tie. Once I saw that, I was like, "Yo, they might fucking win this game! Holy shit, let's go!"
It's fucking incredible. Like I had Barkley in my fantasy playoffs, so I needed that run under the 2-minute warning for him to get that touchdown. So that was like huge. But then once that 2-point conversion, I'm like, "Oh no, there's nobody open," and then he just fucking threw in the back of the end zone. I'm like, "Holy shit, how the fuck that happened?"
Yeah, where did he come from? Right?
Yeah, it was a great play by both of them.
I didn't expect that to happen. I figured we'd be down too because once he rolled out and it was like the time was ticking down. I'm like, there's no way. And then he found him in the back of the end zone. I'm like, holy shit, we might have a fucking chance. But then it's Justin Jefferson, man. Like he just proves that we need another weapon like that, especially at wide receiver. Imagine having a guy, Justin Jefferson, he's number one. He's fantastic. But just even have like a top 10 guy that could go out and get you some plays,
I would even take like a Terry McLaurin at this point. I mean, if you really want to go out there with that, and I wouldn't even put him in the top 10, but he's like just outside of that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just another. And look, was there a little bit of a pull and then the interception? They got called back, and that's how they got that big first down. And then obviously, which led to, the 61-yard field goal, which, to me, guys, listen, I remember when like a 55-yard field goal was like, wow, that guy just made a 55-yard field goal. Now it's like these motherfuckers, especially when they're inside, it's like 60 plus, no problem. You're like, get the fuck out of here. Like, bro,
especially when they play the Giants.
So good. Like, he could have probably hit a 65-yarder on that motherfucker. It was crazy. It's just ridiculous how the NFL has changed, man. It's like, dude, they might have to start putting that shit back instead of it being like 7 yards off the ball. They might have to make that shit like 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just to make it a little trickier. Like, fuck this. Like, come on.
They make these. They make these, but then they miss extra points. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Cost yourself a fucking a spread,
Yeah, exactly.
I heard a stat today that in the last like 5 years or something like that, maybe it was in a longer time frame, but in the NFL for game deciding field goals kicked over 60 yards, they're like 2-17 as a league. Against the Giants, teams are 3 for 3. So not only are we an anomaly, we're as an extreme an anomaly as there is in the league.
Of course.
So it's that when you have situations like that, you have to just chalk it up to just dumb luck, bad luck specifically. What are you gonna like? You can't defend everything, and if the football gods just don't have it in for you today, that's just what it is. It was an exciting game, and I think there's, you hate to use the word moral victory. We can get a little more into that. Why I think, I believe so strongly that this was one of those. But it's just stuff like that. Like we didn't need that game per se. We got, we're winning in on Sunday when we're going to talk about that too. But it's, a game like that, hard fought to just lose on a 61-yard field goal, playing so well. Daniel Jones had a game of his life and all this shit. You gotta look back and just, say, okay, we can play with the big boys, but, fucking luck doesn't go our way. That's just going to be, part of the Giants fucking culture. So
it's like soccer when you lose on penalty kicks. Fucking just sucks. No fucking fun.
At least with the penalty kicks, at least both teams get to shoot. You know what I mean? Like this one fucking sucked. I was like praying for the OT. At least we would have like a possession or something. You know what I mean? Like this was just like it was like deflating. And then all for that interference call, because literally that's what set them up to get in field goal range. Well, to get in this new age of field goal range and fucking him booting it down the middle. I mean, you take that away, like, dude, like we were OT bound for sure. I was already running late for dinner. I was going to definitely be late.
Well, the defense made a nice sack on Cousins, like, and then they threw that screen to Jefferson where he just got like, he got a lot of yards there and set him up for that field goal. I'm like, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
He got the perfect amount too. I mean, if he got two less yards, 63-yard field goal, that kicker probably doesn't go up there with any confidence saying like, this is 8 yards past my furthest kick of my life. Like 8 yards times 3 feet. I mean, you're talking, that's a 25-foot difference and 24 technically foot difference in field goal. That's a pretty decent distance more. And of course, he goes in at 61 yards, has the confidence, and boots it where he could have hit a 66-yard field goal if he was that far
Easily,
away.
bro. It was insane, dude. You know what I mean? And listen, Mike, and it goes to say what you were saying, right? Like, who else killed us? TJ Hawkinson, right? Like, they traded for him midseason, you know, and like that dude just was fucking beasting out against us. Part of the reason why I lost in fantasy football this week, all right, was literally, and I'm not in the chip, was because of that motherfucker. I was like, I gotta be going against this fucking asshole for real. Like, I was like 38 fucking points. I was like, fuck you, bro. Like a normal day when so like, you know, I had Stephon Diggs who was averaging at the time like 23 points a game, and all of a sudden TJ Hawkinson's averaging like 17. He gets 38, Diggs gets 4. Like, you know, they average, I fucking win. I'm in the chip, but you know, whatever. That's what fucking fantasy football is all about.
That's what I hate, dude. I needed D-Hop to do something, and I forgot. Like, I thought Colt McCoy was gonna play. McSorley ended up playing. I'm like, oh no. And then he had one catch at like the fourth quarter. I'm like, come on, man. That's why I hate fantasy football. It's so annoying. You can have the best squad, and then all of a sudden these losers. And if you look, of course, when you're playing this week and you know there's 2 games going on, of course I have the most points in the other game. You know, going against those guys in both leagues, and that's what even pisses you more off, because you know next week your team, which you should really just go on like FanDuel and try to mimic your team if you can, because you know your team's gonna blow up in the championship. There's no doubt about it. It happens every year.
Well, that's how I feel right now about Stephon Diggs. He's been off for like the last 3 weeks. He hasn't done shit really. You know he's gonna fucking go off this week. So if any of you got him, you gotta play him because he's probably gonna go fucking bananas for you. But if you're not, you got eliminated like me in multiple leagues because you had him. Yeah, good luck. You know what I mean? Fucking bullshit.
It's a damn shame. But yeah, there was a lot of good good plays, I say, like, you know, for the Giant game. I think that both offense and defense, there's a lot of good out of it, you know. Daniel Jones obviously like looked great. The wide receivers were just eating guys like Patrick Peterson and
Hodgins, right? He stepped up. I called him out last week.
You did. You called him out for
play.
You called him out for a couple weeks, Jules. You said he was garbage. You said he was trash. I kept saying, I don't know about this. I don't think he's just the best out of the whack group. But yeah, he made some hell of a he made some nice catches. He's all over the field. Yeah, man, I really like the way they played. The offensive line played okay, except for a couple of dumb holding calls by Gates and Feliciano. Typical 2 guys have been getting calls like the past like few weeks. Definitely got to fix that before the Colts game. But you know, all in all, like I thought it was a good game. Stupid mistakes, obviously the Daniel Jones interception sucked, but it didn't lead to anything bad. But the Daniel Bellinger fumble that really hurt, man. That we were going in the red zone. That was tough, man. Because then he could have went up. You could have had the lead.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it up for the defender. He made a nice play, batted that out, but you got to protect the ball more in that situation, I guess.
Yeah. Listen, that was definitely hurtful. And look, you know, here's my guy too, Ojulari, right? Like, you know, I've been loving that dude for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to fucking like, now I'm getting concerned because he was hurt in college, and that was the big knock and the reason why he fell late in the second round. He got hurt a little last year. He was hurt this year. Now he's hurt again. You know, like, dude, it's starting to reach a point where it's like, look, man, you've only been in the league for 2 seasons. And if you're missing games like this, it's not a good thing, because you see the difference in our defensive line when all 4 guys are healthy. I mean, Ojulari, he had 4.5 sacks in 5 games. You know, you just like, and I think there was another insane stat that ever since like the entire D line has been together, we have like 11 or 12 sacks or some shit like down, like or something crazy like that. I forget the
16
exact.
in the last 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
5 weeks.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, it's just insane. Like, that's the type of D line. Like, look, we're probably not going to have Ojulari for this week coming in to go against the Colts. But look, if you have that for the playoffs, give me McKinney, give me Jackson, give me these guys all healthy on defense. I'm not saying we're going to fucking win a game, but we're going to be in that fucking game. I guarantee it, unless we got to go out to San Fran, but that's another whole story. We'll get into that in a little bit. But, it was good to see that kind of stuff. It was good to see the guys step up. You were hoping that Dibs would get in there, but you know what? When they don't have to worry about Ojulari at the other end, it does put a little bit of a strain on Dibs a little. You could see that he is a hell of a lot better when they're both on the field, which is the reason why we drafted him like we have. So there's a couple of things there, at least that maybe I'm being a little critical, but you seen Landon Collins, the way he was stepping up and really playing ball. But then again, you know what? I guess his receiving skill, his defending skills against receivers have diminished slightly because, I guess he was responsible for TJ Hawkinson. I don't want to put it all on him, but there was definitely, there was some plays that he definitely got torched on a little bit against him. They were mix and match, and I understand the schemes are all different and everything else, but overall, it was a great game. They fucking showed up, man. We hung toe to toe with the fucking NFC North champs. And, listen, we're one game out of 2 away from fucking being in the playoffs. And we'll see what the fuck happens then.
They are the number 2 seed.
They are the number 2 seed.
They have 3 losses, bro.
Yeah.
That's in any metric. If you can go into a week 16 game with 3 losses, you had a good season. There's just no other way to color that picture. I don't care who the fuck you played. That's an incredible record, an incredible accomplishment for a team. And it was in their home park while they're sitting there trying to fucking, try to fit their way into, the number 1 seed. They had a team that came in there hungry, the Giants, who fucking played them bell to bell and put themselves in a position where even with a couple of turnovers, even with a couple of really poorly timed fucking penalties, took them down where a fucking 61-yard field goal was what beat them. They left so many points on the board that game that really it should have been a blowout, like 36-24 Giants in that game with the amount of field goals that we could have had, just using the smaller metric versus, touchdowns. You had to go in there. That team, it just reminded me, and I'm not saying the Giants are going to win a Super Bowl or anything crazy like that, but it did remind me of when the Giants played the Patriots in Week 17 in 2007, when no one thought that they would win. The Patriots were playing for 16-0, first team ever to do 16-0, and they took that game down to the last fucking play of the game and found a way. They didn't win, but they found a way to get something out of that game that carried them into the playoffs and ended up winning a Super Bowl out of it. Again, I'm not saying the Giants are in a position to win a Super Bowl right now. Luck could play a part in that. Maybe we do. Who fucking knows? But the moral of the story is, I think when you're the underdog and you're playing in a tremendous game away and you have one of your best offensive games and your players step up, your quarterback steps up, your wide receiver step up, even the guys fucking off the scrap heap, Isaiah Hodgins and stuff like that, step up, Rick James, all these guys step up and you have a great game and you're able to come back with 2 minutes and 1 second on the clock to convert on a 2-point conversion to tie up the game. You got to be able to, they probably, that flight home was probably like a mixture of fuck, I can't believe we lost, like disappointment and loss, but fuck, man, we can play with anybody right now. If we can just snap, get a Dory back and a couple extra things fucking cleared up, this team can go fucking on a run, bro. And I think that's the moral victory that's here.
I mean, listen, it's going to be interesting the last 2 weeks, right? You have Green Bay, who's still technically not eliminated from the playoffs, in a big time matchup with the Vikings this coming week, right? And the reason why I mention this is because in a way I'm kind of rooting for Green Bay because I'd love to see them knock off Minnesota now so they could drop down. We beat the Colts, we go to the 7th seed and we get our rematch in week 1 of the playoffs because that's what I'm really campaigning for. That would be nice. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but, it would be – it's on my wish list right now. I'll tell you that much.
Fucking John mentioned Richie James before that fucking drop, man. I was so fucking angry. I was like, motherfucker. I'm like, how you're an NFL wide receiver. You can't drop easy balls like that. Him and Slayton. I gotta bring up Slayton's name because 20% leading the league in like percentage drops or whatever. But hey, listen, it is what it is. We're talking about these other playoff teams going to San Fran and whatnot. I definitely don't want to play San Fran, obviously. I'm high on them. I think they're the best team. I think if the Giants will go to the Super Bowl, I think they're it. They're going to be the team. that's the really only team that actually scares me. I know Philly destroyed us, but they lost Lane Johnson, their offensive tackle. He's done. And obviously Jalen Hurts is banged up. So I mean, I'm not scared of Gardner Minshew, that's for sure. And listen, that's really San Fran's the only team that really scares me. If we get a rematch with Minnesota, I'll be happy about that. And you never know, man. You never know. In the playoffs, anything can happen. You get hot at the right time. People start to gel. They get confidence. You really just don't know. So it leads us into like the matchup with the Colts. You know, it's winner in. The Giants open up as a 3-point favorite. And after last night's fucking debacle, it went up to -5. So I'm telling everybody right now, bet the Giants. Do like one of those Jules, what do you call those bets? Alternative lines where you could take the Giants -10.
Oh God, yeah, all right.
Do it because the Giants are actually it's gonna be the one game where we're gonna be sitting back, like kind of relaxed. I think it's not gonna be close. The Giants kind of blow them out.
And honestly, I almost feel like you're actually talking from a betting perspective. I don't feel the homer coming out here on this one.
It is.
This like feels like a betting mic type call here almost.
It's the line.
You made some nice ones down the stretch here.
I'm telling you, man, there's a couple of games I like, man. We'll get into that later, but that's one of them for sure.
Listen, I won't know if I'm going to be as confident as you and say that it's going to be an easy game where we're just going to sit back and relax. That's the way it's supposed to be. But we haven't seen any of that this year. So I can't just go in there and expect that kind of a light switch to be turned on at this point. Look, could that game against Minnesota, like John was referring to it earlier, be like a springboard like it was for that team in 2007? Possibly, very possibly. And if they do come out and they shine like you're saying they will, Mike, and they come out here and, listen, there's no Jonathan Taylor, Matt Ryan, there was like some, he's up and down. We don't know what it is with him. Look, this team could definitely go with the Colts. We're not playing in Indianapolis. We're going to be in New York. I mean, this is our game to win. It's our last fucking home game of the season. Like, you're supposed to go out, handle fucking business, and get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what this game is supposed to be about. So, the coaching staff, I believe in, listen, I'll tell you this much. If they play like they did against Minnesota this week against the Colts, they should have no fucking problem with them. That should be a fucking easy cakewalk type thing for them. And I get what you're saying when we relax, but you know what? We're still that type of team. We're not rolling anybody yet. We haven't done that to really anybody all season long. So to go in there with that kind of expectations, I kind of want to temper that a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not saying we don't come out with the W, but let's not go in there being like, bro, by the second quarter, shit's going to be over. I'm going to a bar. I can watch all the other games and shit. Like, nah, I ain't that confident this yet.
Yeah, the Giants historically, unfortunately, have always played up or down to their competition. That's just woven into the fucking jersey at this point. So, 10 points. I mean, listen, you're not going to see me fucking crying about that at all. But, knowing the Giants, having watched however many hundreds of games in my life, like that's just the Giants rarely ever, even when they are an excellent team, blow people out. They usually play down to the competition or up to the competition. So I'm expecting a little bit more of a closer game. I would say they probably pull away in the fourth quarter, something like that. Maybe another big Saquon run or something like that. And all of a sudden it just puts them up by 10 with like 5 minutes left to go. And all of a sudden, they end up winning the game by 7 or 10 points, whatever the case is.
Double digits, John. Double digits. If they play longer,
Mike, I'm all about it, bro.
Digits.
I'm all about it, bro. Triple digits, that's like Madden. I'm good with that too, bro. They get 12 drives, 7 going to the end zone. That's fine. 84 points.
Yeah, listen, I watched the Colts. They pretty much quit on this interim coach, Jeff Saturday, like the past couple of games, especially after that the debacle a couple of weeks ago, losing to Minnesota like that. And then just to kind of like they didn't even do anything last night. They were going for it on 4th down, like 4th and 5, 4th and 8 all the time all over the field. That's the only thing you really got to worry about because they got nothing to lose. They might just fake punt pass and do all this dumb shit, but that's never going to really like work in long term in the entire, football game. So take the Giants, take that money, get that money. We're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's going to feel so good, bro. When that clock hits 0 and if we do actually win the game, which again, we're all picking them, money ball on them this week. 4 o'clock, New Year's Day. What a way to start the year off, bro. Fucking first playoff clinching game, right? 14 hours into the new year. And then whatever happens in Philly happens in Philly. It's really irrelevant. You clinch a spot, and now it's go to work, find the way to fucking win some games in the playoff, bro. It's been 6 years, and even even if you go back to 6 years ago, I don't want to call it a fake fucking 11 wins because it certainly wasn't the case, but you felt that the team didn't have what it would take, other than the fact that Eli Manning was playing and because of his magic, that team was good enough to really make a run. You felt like it was more like, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens type of a deal. So it's been a really, really long time since we've, had a team where you feel confident, you're excited about the playoffs, you feel like they could actually make some noise. And bro, good for these fucking players, man. Again, like Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, fucking Dexter Lawrence, Andrew Thomas, all these guys who the media has just spent literally years at this point, just bashing them, ripping them to shreds. To have a coach in here who's actually confident to be able to make these players play to their potential and go out there and actually fucking do it. And with the exception of a few games in the middle of the season where we weren't playing our best football, they've been a very good team the entire year. They've played great defense for most of the time. They've scored when they had to score. They've made plays when they had to make it. And that's why we have 8 wins right now. We're going to have 9 by the time that, New Year's Day is over. And we're going to be in the playoffs. That's just what it is.
It's funny that you mentioned that 11-win team, because I was literally at a wedding that year, the Saturday before that game, up in it was Worcester, Massachusetts, and Worcester, I don't fucking pronounce it, whatever. It's about an hour or so east of Boston, basically.
Yeah,
I tell you, I was wearing like a Giants hat or something, like before the wedding and everything else, like pre-gaming and shit. And these people coming up to me like, yeah, we kind of hope we're not going to be rooting for you guys. We hope you don't win this round against the Packers, like, because we were favored in that game too going in. And like, bro, like they were shook. I'm telling you right now, like, New England was a little shook, man. They were trying not to fucking see the Giants in there. So maybe I had the same feeling that you did, where I was like a little unsure, like, I don't know, we'll see. But man, I left fucking that wedding on Sunday with the confidence that we were going to go whack my Green Bay, bro. And then I remember going there and fucking being broken hearted and seeing all these drop passes and pictures of them on the boat and shit. So man, yeah, like listen, that still got a little soft spot for me.
I'd be shook too if I fucking lost 2 Super Bowls in New England. If I was like, imagine Giants went undefeated, we're like 17-0 or 18-0, and then we had one more game just to go against a team that's your favorite by double digits. You think you have, and then you lose. Oh my God, I wouldn't be able to get over it.
Yeah, and then imagine that you get a rematch in a later Super Bowl a couple of years later, and you lose again.
Yeah, get that. Fuck my head.
Patriots fans fucking hate us, man. Patriots fans hate the Giants, man. I go. My buddy owns a barbershop in Red Bank, New Jersey, that I go to basically every Friday. And the kid who one of his employees who cuts next to him is diehard Patriots fan, bro. And even this past weekend when I was there, fucking crying. That fucking Tyree catch shouldn't have been a catch. It was a push off, this and that. He's like, I've watched the play 1,000 times. All these Patriot channels break it down, this and that. Just salty as a fucking old hot dog on a New York City street, bro. Just salty.
Yeah, you
all these years later, 15 years basically.
You get a haircut every Friday?
Every Friday, baby. I
still get that shape up like that.
What's that?
So you still get that shape up like that?
Well, I go every Friday to get a haircut. Usually it's every other Friday I get an actual cut, and then the off Fridays I do shape ups on. But depends on how much time I have. I do in-person sales, so I'm at people's kitchen table. I got to look like, presentable.
Oh yeah, right.
So, I gotta look good.
Yeah, so you gotta get that shit tight. That's it.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Especially if you got one of those skin fades. That shit grows in a week, and then it starts to look all raggedy. Once you get like 10 days in, you start to look a little bit, disheveled. And I'm trying to take, $15, $20, $25,000 out of people's pockets an hour after I meet them. I gotta at least look like, they set me up with their daughter.
I just got a haircut today. I've been sick for like fucking a month. I was like, I need a fucking cut.
Were you drinking on Christmas Eve for this past game against Minnesota?
No, I couldn't drink, man. I was still on the I just finished my first medication today, and now I got like a couple other things I got to take. But believe me, on fucking New Year's Day, I'm fucking getting hammered.
Yeah, I might, depending on how things unfold, real good possibility I might just go straight.
It might be a full one kind of day squeeze.
Yeah. You start, you be able to like sleep in. You don't got to go out and eat dinner. You wake up around like 11. You go out for midnight. It's only about a fucking 13-hour run. I've done those before, man. That's not that crazy.
No, it's not that. But once you're older, it is kind of crazy. I gotta get. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
only as old as you feel, right?
Yeah. But it's on the inside where it starts to go fucking wrong. So you gotta watch out. You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, man. I hope everybody feels better because this fucking flu bug shit going around. Everybody's sick. So hopefully everybody's nice and healthy for the game, gets to enjoy it. But one quick little tidbit I gotta shout out there. You know how I had the DirecTV package, DirecTV had it, NFL Sunday ticket. DirecTV lost it. So next year it's gonna go to YouTube TV.
No shit.
Nice.
So it's going to be like, everything's getting streamed, which is fantastic because it's a lot cheaper. DirecTV, it's expensive a month. So with this package, I did the math with all the channels because I want like HBO, Cinemax, shit like that. So with the channels I want and the package I want, and to be able to stream on unlimited TVs and iPhones, iPads all at once, it comes to about $150 a month, which is pretty decent to get all the channels and shit you want. And so everybody out there looking into it, man, that's the way to go.
And that's including the Wi-Fi and cable that you have to pay for as well?
No, like, so if you have like, you're gonna need something. I don't know if YouTube offers any like Wi-Fi service, anything like that. You gotta
go through your cable provider.
Right.
With Verizon or Optimum, whatever the case is. I was actually gonna I have like the recurring bills, obviously, or excuse me, the automatic payment, and they'll send me a text message when my bill hits. And I got a text today that $271 is my triple play, the TV, phone, and internet. It's like, bro, just me and my fiance in this house. Like, why have a fucking $300 fucking cable bill? Like, I gotta call them and figure out, why it needs to be so high. Like, I don't care, but
threaten to leave.
It should be like 200. What?
Cut the cord. Cut the cord.
No, I want to have cable. Bro. I like DVR. I like fucking seeing shit when it first comes out and stuff like that. I don't like to try to figure all shit out. I like having cable, and I need to have a phone line for fucking work and shit. So I don't mind. But $271 is like an entry level car payment. So I got to figure something out on that. It's funny.
Well, listen, and not only that, the one thing I hate about streaming is live sports. It's literally the only thing I hate.
Yeah, it doesn't come in clear. It's choppy.
You're on a delay. There's times that we're on, like, I got to throw my phone away sometimes because we're on a fucking group chat. And dudes are like, and I'm like, I guess I know what the fuck just happened on third down.
Yeah, right.
Yep. You're absolutely right. Put the phone down. You got to make sure that you don't get an alert for a fucking the Giants app or ESPN or whatever it is.
Alerts now, it's like literally like the start of the quarter or the fucking start of the half. And shit. Like
I got the Fox Sports app. I got ESPN. I got the Giants app. So anytime anything happens in a game, I got like 3 fucking alerts. So if I'm like behind for whatever reason, a few minutes because I had to pause it for whatever reason, I got to like just throw my phone away. I'm like, I don't even want to listen to see if it vibrates to see if you guys are texting me or someone else is texting me. Like, I'm just gonna play that shit, skip the commercials, and catch up.
Like football's like good moving, but like baseball's got to be the worst. Like I literally would, like, if I'm watching the Yankees there in the playoffs and I'm streaming, I got to take my phone and put it in a drawer somewhere, like in the room, like buried under like a sweater or something, so that I can't hear a thing. Because, bro, you saw falling behind a couple of pitches. Oh,
yeah, right. Yeah, let's
it's funny to be like a play behind in football, a couple of pitches behind. Again, it changes everything.
All right, let's hope YouTube TV has everything, all the kinks worked out, where it's pretty much live. There's no buffering, none of that garbage, and everything runs smooth. But definitely looking forward to that next year. All right, guys, want to take a commercial break? We'll get into Haters Club and the pick segment.
Sure.
All right, guys, you know what it is. We'll be right back on the Big Blue Offensive Podcast. All right, we are back on the BBO NYG podcast. I am Mike. That is Jules. That is John. I don't know what happened with Jules. Jules just lost.
I was streaming. You guys are streaming me right now, so I'm back on delay.
I just see New York Giants logo there, but I don't know if you guys.
I think Jules' dick was out. That's what he was doing.
Yeah. It just came out real fast. So I had to put
it remember COVID? There's all those stories of fucking guys getting caught jerking off on work Zoom calls.
What?
It was a dude on the news. It was like a news anchor, like an actual, like, real life fucking news anchor that was on a conference call, and then they found him he was jerking off on his conference call, and they fired him, or I don't know if they fired him, but he had apologized and shit like that, and then he had like an interview on a news station, and they were bringing it up. What happened?
He didn't get fired for that shit.
I guess maybe he was at a desk, so his dick was under the desk, and they couldn't actually see like the mushroom or anything like that. But yeah, and they made jokes about it like on air, like after the fact. He got interviewed and shit. I think he got fired, and then he got hired somewhere else later on. But yeah, it was like peak pandemic. Yeah, it was. You can look it up. You can see.
And
he wasn't the only one either.
Imagine you had to apologize for that to your coworkers.
And like, well, were you hearing like a little
Embarrassing.
knocking under the you see the table shaking like this?
It's like boom, boom, boom. What the fuck?
You gotta be a legitimate maniac to fucking do that shit, man.
Yeah,
Legit
there's,
maniac.
there's some shit. I was watching like Court TV one time. This fucking maniac pulled out like the Lubriderm and shit with the fucking little top, you know, and he pulled out tissues. And I guess he was watching the video, but he thought his like they didn't they couldn't see him, or you know what I mean. He didn't think he had the video on, and then he just fucking started going to town and shit. He's fucking staring, and I can tell he's probably jerking off to one of the hot bitches that was in the top left hand corner. I'm like, yo, she's banging. I know what he's doing. He's sick fuck. You sick bastard. You got a crush on that girl at work, and you're doing this nasty shit right in front of her. You creep. Oh man, these people are maniacs. But anyway,
welcome all you ignorant ass bitches, critics, complainers, disgruntled rappers, and racists especially, to the 9th annual International Player Haters Ball. Oh man, hate.
Anyway, Haters Club time. I don't know if you guys have anybody nominated for Haters Club. I'm just gonna go back in the past. I was thinking about this the other day because sometimes I watch like Colin the Herd, Colin Cowherd. And then, one day, like months back when Joy Taylor was still on the show, Colin had the day off and Joy came on and she opened the show with bashing the Giants, how the Giants were like a racist organization. And because they didn't hire Brian Flores. And she's like, the Giants put out a statement that they said, we did the process and we were exactly right in who we hired. And she was all like fucking bent out of shape about it, all fucking saying that, she was insinuating the Giants were racist and, being all that kind of shit. And I just, remembered that like a couple of days ago. I tweeted at her about it, of course. Chad Powers did, not me. And, I think after all that, I think the Giants did get it right. That's why you're in the booth talking with a microphone and you're not the GM or not working as part of the New York Giants organization. So she should keep her fucking dumb mouth shut. If you don't have any hardcore proof that an organization is racist, just keep that fucking shit to yourself, you dumb bitch. And stop calling my Giants a racist organization that not only cares about the people that work there, cares about the players, treats the fucking players and everybody that works there like family. So, go fuck yourself, Joy Taylor. That's all I gotta say.
It's facts, bro. It's amazing how fucking clout chasers will just say whatever they want to fucking say that they think is going to rise their star. And unfortunately for the Giants, because they're a New York team, they're going to be the butt of shit like this, jokes like this, and fucking accusations. But I don't think anybody in the organization probably even cares because they know that the people around them in the building who have been through the building, stuff like that, they just know that that's not the case. The Giants looked at as one of the most prestigious organizations in football and in North American sports in general. And not because they've won 8 championships total, not because they have four Lombardi trophies, but because of how they treat people. There's been plenty of players that have said I've played on a million different places, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams, and there's just no place playing like for the Giants. The way they treat the players, the way they really go above and beyond to make sure that they get the absolute best treatment, best lifestyle, everything that they can get, they get from the Giants and in spades. And fucking, you got somebody out there that's, just trying to fucking make a name for herself because she's not, I guess, whatever job she used to have, she doesn't have anymore, wherever it is, fuck her. Fuck everybody like them. Fuck the haters entirely, bro. Every single one of them. All these people have fucking spent the last 4 or 5 years, claiming the Giants as their team and fucking hating on Daniel Jones, hating on this guy, hating on that guy. How do you like it now?
Yeah.
How do you like it now?
They could also.
So true. Look, you know what? If you're really going to go and play that race card, you better have that shit correct. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, don't go playing the race card just to do it and get attention. That's just how I feel with that one.
That's exactly what happened. So, yeah, screw her, screw all that, all those people, like John said, like, the Barkley haters, the Jones haters. I mean, there's still people that out there just like saying Barkley wasn't worth the number 2 pick. Meanwhile, he's one of the main reasons why we have fucking 8 wins, about to have 9 wins to go to the playoffs. But What do I know? You call yourself Giant fans. There's people out there that say, like, I don't want to tell you how to be a fan. It's not my business. I'll tell you how to be a fan. You root for the fucking players that put on that fucking blue uniform and go hard as balls
they
to the wall
perform
to
like
try
they're
to win.
supposed to, all right? Like
Not just performing, actually go hard.
Kenny Galladay shit.
Well, listen, Joe.
These other guys shit, all right? Like,
Well, Galladay, of course, because my man goes out there, he doesn't look like he cares. He drops 5-yard slants. I'm talking about the people that put on the blue uniform and go out and play fucking hard. I could get if you suck. Like even Richie James, like, I mean, listen, he goes out there, they practice squad players, they play hard. He might make dumb mistakes because he's not at that level. I'm not gonna fucking knock him for that, but yeah, sure, damn right, I'll fucking knock Kenny Galladay. Getting $72 million, you're supposed to go out there and be able to catch a 5-yard slant, not drop it.
Bro, he was like halfway through the season. He had more fucking drops than catches. I mean, that shit like that, like you can't respect. But a guy like Hodgins, a guy like Ricky James, where, you know, they're practice squad players, literally practice squad players that came up and they're fucking getting walloped over the middle of the field and they're fucking catching balls when on 3rd down and 4th down and shit like that. They're getting fired up. They're firing their teammates up. You got to respect that, bro. That's the guys you got to root for. It's your team. Like I said before, New York is on your fucking birth certificate. New Jersey's on your fucking birth certificate. That's your fucking team. And you're going to go out there. Listen, if you were born here, you're a Jets fan, you were born here, you're a Cowboys fan, or whatever the case is, I get not respecting the fucking Giants. You want to talk shit and shit like that. But to pretend that you're a Giants fan and then simultaneously be going out there on a daily basis, an hourly basis, a minute by minute basis, and all you do is sit there and just talk shit, root against the team, openly root for losses, not just when it comes to draft, but just because you want to get certain players out of the building, certain executives out of the building. I mean, that is the polar opposite of a fan. That's just not what the word means. You want to redefine what fan means, like people are redefining what woman means. Sure, go ahead and live in your fucking delusional reality. But the rest of us, words have a meaning, and what fan means is not what you're fucking doing.
They're the worst kind. All right. So I guess you guys.
Anybody to nominate?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a specific nominee.
You know, I was literally spending this time. That's why, like, I paused for a fucking quick identification moment there. There was a tweet that went out earlier, and, you know, like I have been saying for like the past 2 months, I haven't really been paying too much mind to it. And I wanted to comment on this one, and I don't know. I didn't feel like pulling the trigger. I guess I was a little tired today. It was a long weekend, holidays, Christmas parties, all this other nonsense. So, you know, I was a little out of it today. You know what I mean?
You're feeling joyful. You don't want to go in the haters club, huh?
Yeah. You know, I didn't want to get too crazy, but I can't remember who it was. But they literally put up this fucking this comparison of Matt Ryan versus fucking Daniel Jones. It was basically showing, and all it showed was the yardage that they have for the season and the amount of touchdowns. And that's basically the only fucking comparison that was made. And the guy's like, and he's a Giants fan. He's just like, so sad to see that up there. And it's like, he got blasted. That's why I was trying to find this tweet, but I can't fucking find it now, of course.
I see that asshole.
You saw it, right? Like, I was like, wait a minute. Wait, you didn't show like turnovers, because I'm pretty damn sure Matt Ryan's probably got like double-digit more than Daniel Jones does this year. You didn't show rushing stats. Like, what the fuck? There's two dynamics to Jones' game this year. You didn't even post the rushing stat. I'm sure Matt Ryan's rushing probably like 15 yards on the season, and Daniel Jones got like 600 more. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Plus a bunch of more touchdowns that he got rushing. So, like, dude, it was just ridiculous. I wanted to throw him down since I haven't done it in so long, but I forgot to interact. So I lost the tweet. You know, the dude probably got blown up so much that he fucking pulled the tweet down.
Good. The guy was the depressed Giants and Knicks fan at Giants for IF or LF. Yeah, he's one of those pieces of shits that just likes to post that kind of shit for attention. Scumbag. He's like that other Ethan kid, the Ethan guy with the weird fucking looking head, looks like a child. He posted some shit about how he wanted Russell Wilson here like a few months ago. You got to do everything you can to get him here. And then he got fucking 3 first-round picks. He got blasted and shit. People pulled up those old tweets. I'm like, because I hate that. I just hate him. I never interact with him, but he has the most stupidest shit and he looks stupid. So fuck you, Ethan, too. Hate.
What was the dude's name again? That Mike that I put on blast for this one.
The depressed
Giants.
Knicks, Giants and Knicks fan.
Oh boy.
Yeah, at Giants.
Don't look up his shit. Is the tweet still posted?
Yeah, he's still fucking posted. It's still up there.
Yeah. I mean, it's so
Stupid.
ridiculous. It's like, yo, it's like he like
That's
literally
weird.
cherry picked the worst thing that he could, just like yardage, passing yardage, and touchdown, and that's
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
compared, like, it's so sad. It's so sad.
I don't see Matt Ryan running over the goddamn field to try to get fucking wins.
And then like, yo, people were throwing up again, but what's their records? You know, like what about
Yeah.
rushing stats? How many turnovers? Like, yo, dude, you left out so much in the fucking game. It's ridiculous.
This is why I hate people. They're fucking so stupid with their fun. Like, what do you say about this? They only care. They're fantasy football nerds.
Right.
That's all they are. That's all they fucking
Someone
look.
threw that out too. It's like, bro, I don't care about fantasy stats.
Yeah, Curtis threw that out there. I was like, that's
Yeah,
what that's
for
what
real.
actually.
Right. And we throw him under the bus a little too sometimes. So that was a good one.
Oh shit. Well,
All right,
that's
so
it.
listen, Jules came up with one finally. Right?
Yeah, finally. You guys got to put in more work. The shirts are ordered, by the way. It's another thing. Wait till you guys see this bill. You're gonna be like, shit, trader. So the shirts are ordered. I finished mailing out the rest of the shirts that we had. There's a couple guys that are still left in the DMs that I got to get the new shirts sent out to you. You know who you are, and hopefully we get that out soon. But
and yeah, listen, and you know what? Going with that, like, look, we got the new shirts in, new design. You'll be seeing us wearing them and sporting them. If you have some interest, you go on the website, contact us personally, hit us up in the DMs. We'll be more than willing to work something out with you to get them out there. All right. So definitely keep a lookout for that.
No doubt. We'll be wearing them pretty soon. It should be here mid-January. So right in time before our Super Bowl run. All right. So here we go, man. It's the pick and pool favorite segment of the podcast where we are in first place at 151. Next guy is Mike Birdie, 148. Then Rye Guy at 143. All right. Here it is. We got a lot of we still got a Thursday night game, though. We got the Thursday night game is the Cowboys. They're playing the Titans. Titans are going with Malik Willis. They do not look good. Cowboys are minus 10. I would take the Cowboys minus 30. Cowboys going to blow them out.
Really? I'm actually going to go Titans here. I think they keep it close.
Why?
I don't think the Cowboys, because they have nothing to play for. They're not going to.
They do.
Not really.
Yeah.
They're locked into the 5 seed.
That's it, right? They're officially locked into the
They're
5
done.
seed.
Yeah. The Giants can't catch them. And they're in the 6 seed. So, and they can't beat the Eagles. So they're locked into the 5 seed regardless of what happens. So not that they're going to be resting players per se, but I don't know if they're going to have the fire to win the game. The Titans still have something to play for. At least I think they still have something to play for because the South sucks.
Yeah, they're tied with Jacksonville for the division.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy
And it's a home game. Dallas is just used to playing in fucking, the comfy confines of Jury World where it's 72 degrees exactly. Titans play outside, which I mean it's Tennessee. It's not exactly freezing cold outside, but it could be. Let's see.
Wow,
What's the game time weather for this? 52 degrees. All right, so never mind. Forget about that part. I'm still going Titans.
No, I mean, so Cowboys on the road of minus 10 with virtually nothing to play for, right? I mean, that's it. Win, lose, or draw, they cannot get higher.
Right.
Oh.
Well, the Cowboys,
huh?
I mean, the Vikings would have to lose either Green Bay or Chicago. 49ers would have to lose like the last two games.
No, because you got the 4 division winners regardless.
Exactly.
That's your top 4 seeds. So if they're at
wild
5,
card will automatically be the 5th, 6th, and 7th seeds, regardless of the actual record.
Right.
It's not like the NBA where
and
it's
no one can catch them either, right?
Right.
So,
and because we're the next team.
Right.
And we only have 8 wins. They have 3 more wins than us. We can't catch them in 2 games.
Yeah. So you know what? With that said, Mike, I almost got to lean with Tennessee here. I'm sorry. Like just on that alone, like literally breaking it down that much.
All with like you talk about Malik Willis, the guy that a lot of Giants Twitter wanted the Giants to take at number 5 overall. Right? That guy, that loser that's going to go. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think that they're going to win, but I don't know if they're going to win by 10.5 points to cover.
Any given Sunday, brah. Any given Sunday.
I know. Fuck.
I'll take the points. Give me the points. We're not talking W's here. We're talking points.
Wow.
It's also a Thursday night game. You got to remember that too. Thursday night
game. Short rest.
I almost want to fucking override. I got to be honest.
Well, listen, you have your override in your pocket.
You know what? I am.
I am. It out.
Oh, shit.
I am good
override time.
Yeah, I'm taking
it. We got to get music
Cowboy.
for override. We got to do a soundbite for override.
Playoffs. I'll put playoffs on there.
Playoffs.
Yeah, I got to go with them. I really.
You're overriding it?
Yeah, I'm
Oh
taking the Cowboys.
shit, Mike with the
No doubt.
override. That automatically makes it your best bet. That was the rule.
Oh yeah, all right. I put the money ball pick on that. Yep, for sure. Because I wanted, I wanted Carolina last week, and I told you guys, I'm like, please,
Yes, you
I want
did.
them. I want them. And this is my other game that I'm like really high on. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
All right, with the override and the best bet, all in one on the first game that we're picking so far. Let's go.
All right. Well, next game. This is something. New England's at home. They're -2.5. They're playing the Dolphins. I had the Dolphins and the Green Bay Packers over the other day, and they scored 20 points pretty much each at like halftime. You know, all I needed was like us because I took the bump up. I took over 55 for a higher payout. And of course, Tua, like I seen Tua go down, right? This is before anybody mentioned on Twitter that had a concussion. I seen him go down, like kind of hit his head. And I'm like, oh no, like hopefully he's not fucked up. But the rest of the game, he looked fucking all of a sudden just looked awful. He was throwing these bad picks, like things that just didn't make any sense. Like no other quarterback in the NFL would do. And sure enough, it came a day later that he did have another concussion, his third concussion this year that we know about, which is fucking pretty scary. But anyway, I lost the over-under because of that. And because that game they came shooting, they were scoring so many points right off the bat. But the Patriots are another team that's just fucking, they're awful too. They're fucking disgusting. I'm still going to go with the Dolphins with Teddy Bridgewater beating New England up in New England. Because of guys like,
I can see steady Teddy doing it. You know what I mean? Like going up in there, like that's a huge game for Miami. If they lose that game and then lose the fight last week, they could get bumped out of the playoffs. Like, I mean, here's a team that was literally competing for the AFC East, and now they're in this type of situation. Yeah, I mean, I think New England is just they're a little shell shocked at this point. I think Miami goes in there, even with Teddy Bridgewater, gets the job done. I like Miami too.
All right.
Yep, Miami it is. All right. Next game, Washington Commanders. They're home. They're -2 against the Browns. I'm all day on the Commanders. All day.
Yeah. I'm going Browns here.
Browns fucking stink.
Browns stink, but I think that the season's over for the Commanders, and this is it. They're gonna just waffle out.
Technically, if they win out, they're in, right? Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Like Wentz is back. Yeah.
And Cleveland won this past weekend.
They lost to at home in the snow against the Saints.
Right. Okay. Right. With all the home. Yeah, Mike, I kind of got to lean with you here. I think Washington pulls it out just because they have that playoff shot. I'm not even trying to homer it where we're going to try to get all 4 NFC East teams in there. I just think that Washington at home, coming off of back-to-back losses and a tie, if they don't turn it around here, you're going to start hearing the whispers of Ron Rivera having to be replaced. I think there's a big game for Washington.
All right, so Commanders it is.
Commanders.
All right. All right, next game. Chiefs, they're at home. They're -13.5 against the Broncos. Broncos just fired their head coach. So you know what usually happens. Once a new guy comes in, the team gets a little juice. I'm not saying the Broncos are going to win. Let me not get crazy, but I think the Broncos cover, man.
I agree.
Wow.
There's something about that.
You guys pick the Broncos last week. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Hold up.
I did.
Kansas City is literally licking their chops right now because the Bills have to play the Bengals this week. Okay. And like everything goes on the fucking table there. So I don't know what the Chiefs want. Don't forget, all 3 of those teams are vying for fucking home field advantage and that #1 seed. They're all alive for it. Bro, if Kansas City doesn't go out and handle Denver at home, then they don't deserve that shit. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they have to go out and make a statement. Russell Wilson looks like a shell of himself. Like, yo, oh God, I can't believe you made. Like, I'm seriously considering this one. Like, what is? Like, I just need to hear this then. What is giving you the doubt besides this fucking magical fucking coach that we don't even know who the head coach really is? Coming in there and like Denver playing their asses off for them.
It's a division game, and it's a tremendous spread.
Teams don't usually get blown out twice in a row. It never happens, and it never happened this year yet, right? So that's the only reason why
my heart is with Denver. My heart is with Kansas City, rather. But I can't override it. It's not that strong, all right? And I don't know, not on a 2-touchdown spread. Like, that's the only thing to turn.
That's the thing. It's 2 touch. If it was a 7-point spread, it wouldn't be a conversation.
If it was 10 even. 10.
13.5 because they're going to be up by 21 or 20. Then they're going to get a fucking touchdown late. Some bullshit happen like that. Because all the money will go to Vegas on Kansas City because everybody's like, oh, Kansas City's going to kill them. And we all know how it works with fucking Vegas. They're going to make their money on that.
Until Kelsey has like fucking 3 touchdowns and Mahomes
yeah, no,
yeah.
And the championship game.
3 and shit. But all right.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. And Chiefs did blow out Seattle pretty much, even though Seattle had a chance late. To score a late touchdown to cover, but they didn't do it. But all right, rolling with the Broncos. That's crazy though. I just can't. Once I said it once I actually said it, now I'm like, it sounds stupid, but
you can change it. My best Kansas City, Mike.
No, I can't do it. I'm riding with the Broncos. Oh. All right, next game. Ooh, Tampa Bay. They're at home. They're -3.
The game of the week
against the Panthers. Roar. Panthers are on fire, man. I'm telling you, Panthers they run the ball down your fucking throat. They're good. They got a good team, man. It's crazy. Wilkes got the team playing fucking good football.
I got to go Carolina here too. Like seeing Tampa the way they've been playing down the stretch, and knowing that. Listen, I get it. They're at home, but like, it took them the overtime to be who was it? McSorley, right? That was the quarterback for Arizona.
Nobody could score.
You're kidding me with that, right? Like, dude, stop, bro. Like. This Tampa team is a shell of themselves, and I don't know why. And you want to give me 3 points, I'll take it all day.
It's because probably Brady, they know Brady's leaving either to go to Miami to replace Tua or to San Francisco in case, Brock kind of falls on his ass in the playoffs. But we'll see. All right, Panthers it is, right, John? You're not going to override it, right?
I'm not going to override it, but I definitely want to pick the Buccaneers here.
You always pick Tom Brady.
Yeah, all right. You're a Brady guy. We know
Next game, Jaguars. They are away. They're in Houston to play the Texans. Jaguars are -4. Houston what is it with that team, man? Every week they somehow cover or win. But I'm not taking them again today. I'm taking the Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Mike, if you went crazy with fucking Dallas and saying that they're gonna go in and beat Tennessee on Thursday night, and Jacksonville knowing that ahead of time, and they can actually win, like take over the lead in the division. They're going to be playing like fucking bandits. You got to go Jacksonville there.
Gotta go.
Gotta money ball that one.
Do you want that as a money ball, John?
I'll take it as a money ball.
Money ball. All right, that's your money ball. Fair enough.
All right. So we got 2 out of the way. All right, next game. Eagles are at home. They're -7 against the Saints. I'll still take the Eagles because you know what I mean? They got too much of a better team than the fucking Saints. I'm sorry. Saints are garbage.
Jules?
Yeah, I mean, listen, right now you got to go Eagles. I mean, I think Gardner Minshew's better than a lot of people give him credit for. He may not be Jalen Hurts, but we'll see. You know what? They could technically, they need this to sew up the number 1 seed.
Right, they do, yeah.
Or did they already?
No,
they need this because if they lose out, one of those other teams could jump them. So yeah, they need this game. They got it. I don't see them losing at home. Not Tennessee.
That's why I'm taking them. They need that game.
Yeah, they need that game. So it's an important matchup for them. So yeah, I'll take the Eagles here.
Even with Lane Johnson hurt and Gardner Mitchell, I mean, they didn't rule out Jalen Hurts either.
True. That's true.
I mean? But
he was a game time decision this past weekend. So, who knows?
But then again, you're not really losing much between him and Gardner. So fuck it.
Maybe their running ability. I think Jalen Hurts runs a little better than Gardner does, but that's about it.
Yeah. I just want to see more guys get hurt in that game for the Eagles. That'd be fucking sweet. All right. Next game. Ooh, Lions. They're at home. They're -6 against the Bears. Jared Goff, fuck him. He's the reason why I lost my other 2 fantasy leagues because they were getting slaughtered and he just got all these garbage points late in the game. So I'm going with Jared Goff because the Bears ain't gonna fucking beat them.
Yeah, I'm going Lions too.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Lions raw. They still got a shot at the playoffs at home. They cover.
Is that our group money ball pick?
We can do that.
Jacksonville was no.
No, that was John's.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Well, or are we saving that for the Giants?
Oh yeah. Well,
let's not forget about that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I'll leave my last pick for the end. Let me look at the board. We'll see what happens.
All right, next game. This is a weird game. Falcons are at home. They're -3.5 against the Cardinals. I guess, is Colt McCoy back? Is he not? I don't fucking know. Who cares about this?
Yeah, it's really like the worst game on the board.
Just somebody pick it. I don't care.
Atlanta.
All right.
Yeah, Atlanta. I'll go Atlanta too.
All right, Atlanta it is. All right, next game, Giants. Like I said, they moved to -5. That's our money ball pick.
Playoffs?
Yep.
Right.
No reason to fuck with that.
You
We're
kidding
good
me?
there.
Playoffs?
No reason to. All right, moving on then. Jets. They got to go into Seattle. Jets are -1.5 because Mike White is playing. I'm going
Wait.
Geno Smith sucks. He sucks. I told everybody he's garbage. Even when he's playing well, he's fucking trash. Jets all day. Right?
John, I'm curious to hear what you got to say on this one.
Flying across the country against a team that has nothing to play for. I don't know. I think I gotta go Seahawks here.
They both do.
Jets is still mathematically alive, correct?
Yeah, but they're not flying to Seattle.
Correct. And Seattle does play tougher at home.
Yep. Fourth fucking 12th man and all that bullshit. You know, you got a guy who's not exactly a fucking seasoned vet as your backup quarterback here. I gotta say the Seahawks are gonna
Up to Jules. Up to Jules. What are you gonna do?
You know what? We lost in Seattle. I am not accepting the fact that the Jets are gonna go in with Mike White and win in Seattle. I'm going fucking Seattle.
There we go.
All right, Seattle it is. All right, next game. Oh, I love this game a lot. 49ers. They're -6. They're in Oakland to play the Raiders, or Vegas to play the Raiders. Raiders, dude, what the they look like they quit against Pittsburgh the other night. I'm taking the 49ers all day. They're unstoppable.
49ers.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a touchdown, dude. I'll go San Fran all day. Yeah.
All day. All right, moving on. Next game, Chargers. They're at home. Off a big win yesterday to clinch a playoff spot. Herbert's first playoff spot. Chargers are -6.5 against the Rams. Rams
So
are.
now he clinched already. So, like, can they still move up in seeding? Like, is there anything left for them to actually play for?
I haven't seen anything like that. But the
Oh,
Rams are just. McVay is still good, man. He's still a good coach. Baker's playing okay. I would take the Rams with the points.
I mean, I like the Chargers all day, but it's like, you know, it's tough, man. This is a tough one. I don't know. What are you thinking, John?
They're not going to rest players in week.
No, they're not resting.
You know what I
anybody,
mean?
not this week.
No team is. That's why I'm betting Dallas. Because no team's going to rest their players 2 weeks before
So then give me the Chargers. I got to
Yeah.
go Chargers then.
Yeah,
for sure.
Chargers as well.
Yeah.
All right, Chargers it is. All right, next game. Packers, they're at home. They're playing the Vikings. Packers are actually favored by 3.5.
I know. That's crazy.
The Aaron Rodgers
I tell
effect.
you, Mike, don't fall in the
Wow.
trap. It's a trap.
I think because Vegas wants everybody's the Packers are definitely going to win. They have a chance to go to the playoffs again, but they still look like garbage. I'm taking the Vikings with the points. Kidding me? Vikings are the one favorite. You know?
I actually think the Packers here. I think the Packers are going to win outright.
Yeah, dude, I gotta go with you, John. Man, listen, fucking, like you said, everybody was like, "Oh, well, how come they don't put in Love and all this other shit?" And Rodgers is like, "I'm not gonna not play if we have a shot at the playoffs. So as long as we do, I'm gonna keep playing." He already lost to Minnesota this year. Yeah, bro. Like and listen, Minnesota's been begging to get beat. They're like, what, fucking 10-0 in 1-score games this year? It's gonna break at some point. I think it's this week in Green Bay.
In Green Bay. All right.
Go, Pack, go.
I really like the Vikings. All right, next game. Ravens are at home. They're -3 against the Steelers. Yo, what a shitty offense these both teams have. Take the under. Take the fucking under in this game.
Under 36 for sure.
I don't know who to pick in this game. I'll take the Ravens because I pretty much take them consistently every week. They always win. You know what I mean? They always cover.
And are the Ravens officially in?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know.
They are, right? See, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, where there's like still teams like with the Chargers and Baltimore, are they jockeying for different positions to play different teams? With that said, and the way Baltimore just finds ways to win, I like Baltimore, man.
Yeah, all right, ride with Baltimore. Ooh, the last Monday night game.
Well, so let me just pause you there for a second. The reason why I said the game of the week was that Tampa, Carolina, and I was kind of kidding, but I wasn't. It's because this game is on Monday night and it starts a new week. And it'll be officially January 2nd at this point.
Wow.
So not even to start the new year either. But yeah, this is by far the game of the games.
Bengals are at home, right? They're getting a point. Bills are favored by a point. And the Bengals, they just lost Laurel Collins to a knee injury. That's pretty huge. MCL and ACL torn. Yeah, I don't know, man. Burrows looks phenomenal. Obviously, I'm starting him against Buffalo this week in the fantasy rounds. I'm not. Yeah, he's the guy. He's still gonna get his fucking points. He makes it look so smooth playing quarterback. I think Burrow's a better quarterback, so that's why
boy.
I'm gonna go Joe Burrow.
Oh boy.
You heard it. You heard it here first.
Yeah, John. Like just go early, John. Or unless you want me to really jump in here right now, you'd be the deciding factor here. Because you know
I'm definitely going Bills here. Bills.
Right? Look, yo, listen. This is that game, right? Look, Buffalo's been sort of quiet, but they just been ugly winning. You haven't seen much out of Diggs, like I was foreshadowing earlier with fucking fantasy and everything else. Josh has been good, but he hasn't been great. Yo, this is that game where they have to fucking step the fuck up and put the show on the line. You already got people now saying that Broadway Joe or whatever the fuck they call him is looking better than Josh Allen. He's not even in the MVP conversation anymore. Like, dude, like, yo, this is that game where if Buffalo doesn't step up, then they're not true Super Bowl contenders in my eyes. This is that game where you're going to be on national TV on the road with a chance to pretty much lock up home field advantage for the first time in fucking, 35 years. If they don't come to play and beat this fucking team, they ain't ready. They're not ready. So I think with all that on their table, Buffalo is the pick.
All right, Buffalo it is. Now I need
What, John already went in with Buffalo?
Yeah, he
I'm
took
good,
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I'm going. You know what? You could just fucking mark that for me as my.
All right, it's in. Well, the picks are in. All right, go Giants, I guess.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Go Giants, baby. Next time we talk, we're gonna be officially in the fucking playoffs, baby.
Listen, we're gonna be definitely in the playoffs. All right, we're wrapping shit up. I hope you guys took some of our advice. And here's the other thing too. Yo, on next podcast, we'll see you guys next year. All right.
Next year, bro.
All right. So stay good, be healthy, enjoy some football, drinking and all that kind of craziness over the weekend. And we'll see you guys next year. Peace.
Go Giants.